Chapter 2, Net Income. Section 2.1 is on federal income tax. Our objective for today is to determine the amount withheld for federal income tax. A couple of essential questions. When you received your first paycheck, was the amount what you expected? I would say probably not, because taxes were taken out. What is the difference between the gross income and the net income? Gross income is the amount, gross income, total paycheck, net income, amount taken home. Federal income tax, the amount the IRS requires employers to withhold from every employee's paycheck. It depends on these three things. Number 1, your income. Number 2, if you're married or single. And number 3, the withholding allowances. This is a short answer question. Please study it and know it. Withholding allowances, the number of people an employee supports. This is also called exemptions. You can claim one allowance for yourself and one if you're married for your spouse. You may claim additional allowances for others that you support. These people that you support don't have to be children. They could be your parents if they're living with you, or a niece or nephew, or anyone that you actually have supported throughout the year. Here's some examples, and you are going to need to know where this table is in your book, A4, A5. It's in the orange tabs way in the back. Number 1, Carla is an actuary. Her gross pay for this week is $425.88. She is married, claims 2 allowances for herself and her husband. What amount will her employer withhold from her paycheck for federal income tax? Use the tables in the back, A4, A5. So first of all, what you need to pay attention to is which tables are you using. When you look at tables A2 and A3, those are for single people. When you look at table A4, A5, those are for married people. Then what you're going to do is you're going to scan down the left-hand column to find the one that's closest to the income level that they have posted. So we're going to scan down until we're close to 425. So when I scan, I'm looking at 420. That's about the closest. So the first 2 columns mean it is at least 420, but less than 430, which is the category that we're in. And then I'm going to go all the way across until I hit the 2 allowances. Notice in the columns start with 0, then 1, then 2. So I'm scanning from the 420 to 430. Under the 2 would be $14. So once you find that number, that is really all that you need to do. There is a second method. It's called the percentage method. Some companies use this method instead of the tax tables in the back. So when they tell you to use the percent method, do not use the tables in the back. You have to use the table on page 130. Here we go. Number 2, Lance's gross pay for this week is $393.23. He's a carpenter's apprentice, is single, and claims 2 allowances. Using the percentage method, again, this is on page 130, of withholding, what amount will his employer withhold from his paycheck for FIT? So first of all, each weekly allowance is $63.46. So what we're going to do is he claims 2. So 2 times $63.46. $126.92. Okay, then we have to find the taxable wage. So we're going to take that $393.23 and we're going to subtract the allowance amount that we just found to find out how much is left. $266.31. So then we look into the table to find out where $266.31 falls. It looks like it falls in that blue, the blue row from $195 to $645. It says the tax is going to be $1,440 plus 15% of the excess over $195. So what we're going to do is we're going to take $266.31, subtract $195 from it, $71.31, and we need to take 15% of that. So $10.70. Okay, so the tax that this person's going to pay is $10.70 plus $14.40, which would be $25.10. So remember that you pick the row that you're on and you have to follow the directions. It says it was $14.40, which I have, plus 15% of the excess over $195. So how much over $195 is it? Find that percentage, 15% of that, and then add the two together. So anytime you're using the percentage method, use page 130. Anytime they want you to use the tables in the back, you'll go either A2, A3, or A4, A5.